Hello, sir.
Well, good evening, good afternoon, good day. Welcome aboard. This is the Golden Rule Society Charities Worldwide Kindness Campaign. Are you here with me, Mary?
I am, sir. Can you hear me?
You're loud and clear. Am I coming through okay?
Perfect.
Oh, that's good to know. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we have to do today, and with the Golden Rule Society charity and the Pro collection, we broadcast these radio shows 5 days a week during the weekdays. And on Fridays, I'm honored and humbled to be the guest speaker. And the nice part about it is that for the past 57 years, I founded the Golden Rule Society charity. We've been helping children, churches, charities nationwide, worldwide. We're all non paid volunteers. We're helping to make it a better world. And I've got a whole bunch of good things to share with you. And what I would like for you to do is get yourself a piece of paper, and a pen, and a pencil, whatever you have. Take notes because the gifts that we have for you, most everything is free except some things are better than free. And again, I'll stress, we're not selling anything. But uh, I always like to tell people because they always ask, I've got 5 nominations for the Nobel Peace Prize in the world. And in 2024, they told me that, 2014, that I was number 2 in the world. It's a good feeling for somebody who's been helping to make it a better world for many, many years. So, anyway, the nice part about it is we're sharing. And when I ask you to have a pen and pencil there handy, because we want you to share the information that we're going to be giving to you. You're going to hear about it, you're going to see it when you visit the sites, and you're going to say, wow, this is really something good for children of all ages. And it's just a wonderful feeling to wake up because I've got a number of things to be telling you about, and I'm just very, very proud to be part of it. And I jokingly tell people on the show, we're ready to knock your socks off with good news about all the nice things that it's going to be better for you and your family and your church, charity, whoever you want to share this with. Because let me tell you, it is really worthwhile. And that's what we want to do. Share it with all of you nice people, your family prayers, and the Hope Collection. This is the weekday radio show, and it's wonderful, wonderful information. Maybe I'm bragging about it too much, but let me tell you, let's start off with just an opener. The nice part about this, you yeah, and did you say something, Mary? I missed it.
No, it's Ron and Linda's background. Hang on, give me a second.
Okay, that's
There
great.
we go.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, back to you. And this is, of course, Captain Len Kaine, founder of the Golden Rule Society charity. And you're hearing the voice of a wonderful, wonderful lady. Her name is Mary Stanley, and she is one of the senior advisors in our Golden Rule Society charity. And by the way, they're all, there's a dozen of these senior advisors, again, all non paid, but they've got wonderful backgrounds. And I'll just tell you a little bit about Mary Stanley. Grew up wonderful, wonderful lady in her family, and then she joined the military in the United States of America. She served in the military, did a great job, And then when she finished her time in the military, out she came. I heard about her. She heard about the Golden Rule Society charity. And we got together and I said, Mary Stanley, you've got to be one of the senior advisors. And she took just about a second or so to say, please, let's do it together. And the nice part about it, she has now added more to the Golden Rule Society than we had before. But one of the things that she is doing with the Golden Rule Society, she has children and two wonderful, wonderful children, a young boy and a young girl. And what she is doing, she added to the Golden Rule Society because she started what she called her kindness clubs, which means that instead of people in classrooms and friendships and all that sort of stuff, instead of arguing with one another, they use it to be part of the club to get along with one another. Because when I graduated high school, I went off to the Navy. On my way out, my mother said to me, Lenny, remember this, wherever you go, whatever you do, whoever you meet, be kind. And those two words are in my heart, my soul, and my mind. And Mary Stanley has jumped on that, and she's been doing it for all of her life as well. And we're working on it, and the Kindness Club is what she's finding. She went and talked to the superintendents of the schools that the kids are going to, and she said, asked them, I said, would you like to hear about the kindness clubs? And here's the goal. We should have a kindness club in every classroom, in every school, in every state in the United States, and we might as well make it in the world. Now, the kindness clubs, they don't interfere with the teachers or the instructors. No, no, no. No interference. But when the teachers are teaching, the children are paying attention, staying together with duty and respect. And that's the nice part about it. Working together rather than arguing and fighting and just all that sort of stuff. The courtesy and the kindness. And that's what it's all about. And the goal is to have a kindness club in every classroom, in every city, in every state, and everybody in the world. Why not? Because what we have in the Golden Rule Society charity, we have our goal, and it's going wonderful, 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 and I'm going to share it with you. And it is what we call the Golden Rule Society's worldwide kindness campaign. And it's very simple. It goes like this. With kindness and love and hope in your heart for peace in the world, treat others the way you want to be treated, truthfully, with dignity and respect. And when you do that, you know you're sharing the love that your God gives you with others. And when you do it, try to do it with a smile. Ah, that makes it all very nice. And wouldn't it be wonderful, instead of people fighting and being at war with one another and all that sort of stuff, that they could just get along and say, hey, let's just do it together. Let's be courteous. Let's be kind. Let's live the Golden Rule Society's worldwide kindness campaign. Makes sense to me. And everybody we talk to, they say, oh, that's really great. And again, the kindness campaign is going nationwide and worldwide. And again, try to write this down. With kindness and love and hope in your heart for peace in the world, treat others the way you want to be treated, truthfully with dignity and respect. And again, you're simply sharing the love that your God gives you with others. And when you do it, might as well do it with a smile. Amen. Amen. Now, You can share that with everybody, your family, friends, and neighbors. And I'm going to give you a website of ours that you can copy down and you can visit the website and take advantage of all the gifts that we offer. And they're very, very numerous, but yours for the taking. We're not selling anything. And one example, one of the items that is very popular in our kindness campaign, when you go to the site, it's a discount on travel. We've made arrangements with almost all the airlines that we can contact. Because here's what they do. They make sense. So if they have empty seats, they would rather give somebody a discount to get them in the airplane rather than carrying empty seats back and forth across the country. That doesn't make any sense. So, and again, I must tell you this, that if the airplane is full, you're not going to get a discount because that's what they're doing. If they have seats available, they're going to give you a discount. And all you have to do is ask. And I have no control over what the amount of a discount that he offers. Some people, as an example, a friend of mine from San Diego, California, he had to go on a business trip with his wife to New York City. And he made arrangements with the airline. And this was years ago. And I'll just use this as an example. And the airline said, oh, okay, that'll be $1,000. And he says, well, I'm associated with the Golden Rule Society charity. And if you're with us, you're an associate. There's no cost, there's no fees, nothing to join, no cost, anything like that. Because you're affiliated with us. So he told him that, and he says, okay, well, that's fine. If you're an affiliate, well, we're going to give you a discount. And instead of paying $1,000, he's paid just a little over $500. So he saved almost $500 on one trip. And that's fine. And all you have to do is ask. And when you get to our website, and I'm going to give it to you here just a little bit, have your paper and pencil handy. And there are other items in there, wonderful opportunities. Oh, with the Hope Collection that is founding this organization, for us to be able to speak 5 days a week to as many as 97 countries in the world. So we're touching good people here, there, and everywhere. And we're making it a better world for everybody. That is the goal. Being nice to people, helping the needy worldwide. And as we call it, hope for you and a success for you. And these are some of the other items that we have. We have a program on the Hope program. It's called Success for You. And what is it? It focuses on educational, motivational, inspirational, character building guidance for all. We call it Success for You. Why not? And we put it together. We call it the Golden Rule Society's Guidance and Kindness and Success. And everybody kind of says, well, that makes sense. Success for you. That's the focus. And of course, we talked about this kindness campaign when we started up. And Mary Stanley, who's on the line with us, she's got the kindness clubs. And wouldn't it be nice to have when your children come home from school and you ask them, how would you learn today? And they said, oh, we learned a lot about how to be kind with one another. Wow. And then I said, well, yeah, we also found out how to be a wise traveler. Savings on the travel are as high as 85% of the time. But again, you just have to ask, make sure it's available. And it's free, no cost to you. Oh, there's so many good opportunities in the Golden Rule Society charities. And I'm going to give you the link that you will be able to visit and get everything that you want out of it that's available. And one of the nice things that's available that people really like, and I mentioned the hope for you, success for you, and we have a program that's here in the United States, and I found out about it because my doctor gave me a prescription to get something in the drugstore. So I went to the drugstore and I said, oh, by the way, Mr. Jones, are you guys part of the discount on the 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 drugstore stuff? And he says, well, no, we're not, but you can go across the street, 3 blocks down, and they offer it. And the nice part about it, they're just discounts on the prescriptions that the doctors give you. And you have to ask for it because they don't advertise it, obviously. But savings, oh gosh, oh dears. It varies in what they offer and what they discount. It's totally up to them. So the next time I got a prescription from the good doctor, I went to the other drugstore and I got a significant saving. And all I did was say, are you a member of the discount program? And they said, yes, we are. Again, they don't advertise. You just have to ask. But isn't that a nice thing to do? And just listening to the show today, wherever you might be living, if you're in the United States or in other countries that offer the same thing, why not take advantage of it? Why pay full price if you can get a discount? And all you do is ask, and they're going to offer to you. Often, wonderful. And they call it the prescription discount program. And they advertise that the savings are up to 80% at the time. Wow. And that's totally up to them. But this is the nice things that we're offering you. And we've got all sorts of wonderful things that we're going to share with you. So don't go away because we keep going. Now, again, we talk about this Hope Radio show that you're listening to right now. It's a weekday show, 5 days a week. And I'm honored and humbled to be the guest speaker, keynote speaker, if you will, on Fridays. And it's just a wonderful opportunity. So if you're listening, be sure that if you're on your phone, to be sure that your mute button is down so that you don't have any interference in the background. Because oftentimes people don't do that, and we get kids in the background watching TV or just playing or something like that. So everybody should be able to listen, and that's our promise, of course. Gifts for you, and again, it's okay to share with friends, family, churches, charities, and the members. And again, I'm always proud and very honored to say that I'm the founder and president of the Golden Rule Society charity. Wonderful stuff. And people say, how did you found this thing? Well, I love to tell the story because everybody gets a kick out of it. I spent, as a Navy fighter pilot, I spent 26 and a half years in the Navy. And I finished my Navy career, and one of the airlines here in the San Diego, California area contacted me and said, Len, we know that you've been doing. We'd like for you to come aboard and be an instructor pilot and a line pilot with Pacific Southwest Airlines. PSA was her name. And I said, well, I'll give it a try because I really enjoy flying airplanes. This was very nice, very pleasant. So anyway, here's this funny story, how Golden Rule Society got started. One Christmas, I got not one, but 2 electric shavers for Christmas. One was from my wife, and one was from her mother back in Pennsylvania. So I asked my Navy pilots, buddies, and my airline pilot buddies, I said, what am I going to do with 2 electric shavers? And they all told me the same. They said, Len, you shave your face with one of them and you shave your legs with the other one. What do you expect from pilot guys, flyer guys? Anyway, so one day on the airplane, I said, ladies and gentlemen, I have this electric shaver. The value was, about $25. And I said, I'm willing to swap. It's never been used. And I'm ready to swap with you, anybody on the airplane, for something just a little greater value. And we're going to do it all on paper. So it sort of caught on. And they gave me the nickname. They called me the high flying horse trader. And what happened was, so I kept swapping. And people would write down, okay, I got this little thing or that other thing, and it's worth about this much. I said, okay, you're going to get this, I'm going to give you that. We're going to keep it in. And we kept on doing it. And the chief pilot heard about it. He contacted me and he said, Captain Kaine, you are doing what? I said, yes, I did. He says, all in good fun. He says, oh, we can't do that. He says, that just, we're flying here. He says, I got to talk to the owner of the airline. So he did. The owner called me up and said, Len, that is great. Keep it up. And long story short, we kept swapping, and we got all kinds of gifts. So what happened was we then contacted all the charities that we could find in and around the San Diego area and said, we have all of these gifts, and you guys can sell the little tickets, and the winners will get the prize, and the charities, they would get the money. Well, long story short again, we raised almost $1 million that went to the charities. And it was just, the newspapers got them all and said, this is incredible. Wow. This is, just started off with the $25 electric shaver, for crying out loud. So, and I did not get any money at all, by the way. Nothing came to my pocket. And I have a good friend who's an attorney, and we were golfing buddies together. And he said, hey, Len, here's the deal. You can tell me that, but you've got to form a charitable corporation so that you have to report all the incomes and all that good stuff to both the federals and the state, and everybody can find out in a heartbeat how much money is coming to the Golden Rule Society, which basically is nothing. We have a little bit that we pay for the electricity for the computer, but nobody gets paid as anything like that. No incomes. So we did it, and we formed the Golden Rule Society charity. And we've been going on it, like I say, for 52 years, 53 years, close. And the benefits that we do with all the charities and all the things we do, all the money goes to help charities and people who are in the need. And it's making it a better world. I can go on, but I just like to let you know that you're listening to the show and you can share that. And I'm ready to give you the information and how for you to take advantage of all sorts of gifts. Most everything is free. Some things are printed and free. So get your pen and paper ready to go. And you know how it goes. Our website is www.goldenrulesociety, and no spaces, Golden Rule Society, all one word and everything, and dot, the letters ORG. ORG simply means we're a charitable organization nationwide, worldwide. And when you visit the site, you can start seeing all the wonderful links that we have where we're discussing. And this is the one that I'm really very, very proud of. It's an organization called Intiva Health. And everybody says, what's this Intiva Health? INTIVA. And it's short for information, technology, videos, and every good wizards. Well, and everybody said, how did you find out about this Intiva Health? Well, when I was a Navy fighter pilot, I was in combat over Vietnam. I'm high up in altitude in my fighter pilot, but on the ground, who's down there? The Marines from the U.S. doing their magic. Well, time went on. Like I say, I left the Navy and retired. And a friend of mine who was an attorney, and he was also a Marine, and he said, Len, you got to get down to Texas to meet this guy. His name is Alexander Candelario. Tall, handsome, good guy, but he was wounded in combat. And what they did was medically retired him. And he was going to college down there. And like I said, very bright technology wise. So I went out and met with them and I said, hey, I've been recommended to talk to you. What do you got going? Okay, I'll try to make a long story short. We spent a couple of hours down there together, and I was listening to all the things that he was doing. He was showing how it was going on. I said, Alexander, this is incredible. We've got to do something. So, again, long story short, what I did was I funded his organization. We created a business for him. They had an association, and that happened was put him in business, the Intiva Health Organization. And here's the wonderful part about it. 3.5 years ago, Intiva Health became the world's leader of professionals, medical professions. In effect, Intiva Health is the #1 organization in the world supporting the medical industry. Wow. And that's the nice part about it. And when I first started putting it together, I would ask my friends who were medical doctors and all that, I said, Doctor, are you familiar with Intiva Health? And they said, oh, I've heard about it. I said, have you visited the site? Oh, no, I haven't had a chance yet. And of course, I swear, every one of them I talked to, they'd call me back a couple of days later after going to visit and say, Len, why didn't you tell me about this sooner? Because the exponential growth of Intiva Health, let me give you an example. It's been around for 20 years, roughly. And next month, my wife Ann and I are going over to Arizona, where we're going to help raise the flag on the third manufacturing plant. By the way, the third plant is only 5 times bigger than the previously 2 plants put together. Because, like I say, the growth is going on, and the medical professionals, both the doctors, nurses, hospitals, people who are supporting the medical profession, they said this is terrific because it benefits everybody. Discounts, all that, things that are taking away the suffering and the pain, and it's wonderful. And that's a nice feeling because my wife Ann and I, we wake up in the morning and say, I wonder how many lives we saved yesterday. Because that's the growth, not just locally in the US of A, that is worldwide. And let me tell you, it tugs at the heartstrings to know. Oh, gosh, oh dear. Okay, getting back to our website. There's an organization there, Hope for You. And basically, it's helping the needy worldwide. And I mentioned earlier it's about success for you. Focuses on educational, motivational, inspirational, character building guidance for everybody. Success for you. Oh my. And I talked to you about the wise traveler. All you have to do, savings sometimes is up to 85% of the time. And of course, Mary Stanley, like you just have to tugs at my heartstrings again and again. All the wonderful things that she is doing. Her kindness clubs. Wow. What a wonderful, wonderful senior advisor she is in the Golden Rule Society charity. And Mary, if you're up to it, then can you fit a few words in here yourself? I think that I should take a little break and sip on my coffee. So tell us a little bit more about some of the programs you're working on, which are going to knock your socks off, ladies and gentlemen. Mary,
Well,
if you
Len, I'd also like to let you know that as you've been sharing, I've been listening in. I've been here on the show. I got a little bit of a late start. I was setting my computer up to take it to my bank. Sometimes, we have to get these things in the bank. So when the banks and our computers synced, and mine was out of sync. So I was leaving after this call today. But anyways, I could get my computer set up enough to open up the show with you. I'm so excited about what you shared in terms of the history and the walkthrough that you did, talking about Antiva Health, about the goal of the kindness campaign, the kindness campaign for kids. And it's so exciting because these are active programs that are happening today and that are blessing people today. You have never stopped. Most people, when they reach a certain age, they say, well, I'm going to hang it up. Like I know you did hang up first time from being a fighter pilot, being a hero in a war where terrible things happen, but in spite of that, you did programs and you helped the Air Force, and the Navy and the Air Force, change how they did battle, and because of your expertise, you saved lives. You were doing that even in having to be a part of the armed services and doing. You were still working to improve and help living. Then you went on to be a commercial pilot where you obviously carried people, took people around the country on flights all over. And I know you live in San Diego, and I know you flew through all around the world. Then when you retired from that, you started the Golden Rule Society. And that's really, you have made your impact has been multiplied and compounded so many times that the Nobel Peace Prize looked at you and said, hey, we should nominate you as one of the unique people in the world that are making a difference in helping lives and making a better world. Not only that, there's an organization called Who's Who in America. They write in the libraries, they produce a book. It's a big book, and it's always in the reference center. It's called Who's Who in America. And not only have you been listed in that on a regular basis, lately in the last couple of years, they've listed you as the Man of the Year. Your work with the Golden Rule Society and now what you've been doing helping us at the Hope Collection to improve our outreach and making a real live difference is so extraordinary. And we're so proud. We're so privileged to have you available to be able to share this time together. And we open up our shows every day and every week. And when you come on board, and you do come to on our other shows besides this one is dedicated to you directly because we want to honor our hometown heroes. So I just want to say how proud we are and how excited we are when you come and share the stories of what you've done and what you're doing. And, in light of what's happened, January 20th, we have a new world, a new world to live in, and the country is growing and excited about the new outlook that people are having and living and being an American. And you are truly an American hero. And we put you at the top of the list with others that are doing things to make this a better world. And Len, you do it so incredibly well. And we thank you.
Well, God bless you for your kind words, your courtesy, and your professionalism. Wow. You've made my day, and it means a lot. Continued good work. Keep it up. Keep sharing. And everybody tells me, people that the people ask us, what are you doing? I says, I'm busy doing the work of the Lord. And I only do it 8 days a week, 25 hours a day, but I get the rest of the time off. Everybody laughs, and I said, well, busy doing the work of the Lord. He doesn't pay me anything, but I understand he has a retirement program that is out of this world. Anyway, we hope and pray for that. one day we'll be there together. And, and
Well, in the meantime, Len, we
yes,
have some things. We have things that you're doing that as we are extending the Golden Rule Society and its energies, you're part of the program, and you introduce the people that are connected through you to the financial program from Cambridge Financial. That there's commercials running on TV that companies are advertising on ways to beat the terrible cost of debt, credit card issues, and people are trying to find ways to live and have more money in their budget. And Cambridge can do that, and it's a service. It doesn't cost you any money up front, and it's a very small fee that they charge. They build into their services, so you're not putting any money out of your pocket. And what they do is they reduce how much you're paying in interest rates on credit cards, and they've done it. Lynn and I said, well, if I'm going to offer this to our members at the Hope Collection and the Golden Rule Society, I want to see how it works. So Lynn and I, we signed up for it, and we did list it. It's very simple, and it was secure and confidential. And we listed all, I have, many of you know that we own a travel agency. Besides being the president and operation of the Hope Collection, we're involved with travel and putting cruises together. One which we're honoring you in May on the Hope Cruise. Anyways, we have a lot of business and things going. So I have a variety of credit cards that I didn't realize how much we were paying in interest and fees. Well, this company reorganized what we're paying, and we have a program that in 40 months, actually it's down to 32, we will have all this paid off. Not only that, they saved us $17,000 total, and on a monthly basis, it's costing us $500 a month to pay our same bills. Now, I tell you that because I want to be an open book to let you know that this is real. This isn't just something that, we want to make people feel good. No, it's a real program.
29% interest to 5%.
Yeah, we went from 29% interest to 5% interest on cards. So, folks, this is a real program. And, thanks to Len Kaine, we have that available to all our members and our people that follow us or join us. So if you need to talk about that, we're welcome. We're here for you to follow through on, and you can talk to us about that. The program that Intiva put up that allows people to find out that they're such a wonderful medical health company. And Len told you how they've been listed as the number one supplier to the medical field of anybody. Well, the reason for that is who they are, the core of their belief of the people that founded the company. Alexander Conchero is such a wonderful, he's an American hero. He's a veteran. He's a wounded warrior. He's a guy that turned around and took his intelligence and applied it. And he's known and I have to tell you, not only in the medical field, but in the communications world, in the internet. Angela is a world-renowned genius. And what he's done is what he's making available. He was instrumental, and Intiva Health was instrumental in helping us get past the COVID pandemic. Without what he did and created, the medical field uses his lockstep communication system on the internet to communicate. That is unique, and boy, oh boy, what an advantage. They are looked at in the medical field and the investment world. They're looked at as a primary mover and shaker. Oh, by the way, they're an American company that they manufacture. Len, you were talking about the new dedication of the new plant they're going to. They produce all their materials and products in the U.S. They create jobs, thousands of jobs through their programs and their health programs. I'm telling you, what a benefit. And we're so honored and privileged that you brought Intiva Health to all of us.
it makes so much sense to be courteous and kind. As a matter of fact, there's a fellow many, many years ago said, "A kindness is never wasted." And his name was Aesop, way many, many years ago. But there's so many other things that we have available to you. When you visit the website that I gave you, goldenrulesociety.org, one of the things that I particularly like, and I'm not selling anything, but it's available. And the reason why I say about it is because I really like it because the program is very simple. You send video emails instead of sending an email that people have to read nowadays. You create a video email. The ones I like to do is I'll speak for maybe a minute or two at most. But people who get the video email, they see my smile, they see my personality, they see me talking to them, and they listen and they say, "Oh, well, that makes sense. Gee, that's very good." So it's really you get the message across because it's the best deal on videos because you share your warmth and your kindness. That people see you and they hear you and they want to say that makes a lot of sense. Of course, I hope that you are making a lot of sense and sharing the kindness that is within you. So that's available on our website, goldenrulesociety.org. And there are other things that we keep adding, and oh gosh, it goes on and on because one of the things that just happened, and I kind of very proud about this organization, medical organization, not only in the San Diego area, but it's they want me to be an assistant to them, helping out with all the things that we are working to help people get their training. I mean, getting the treatment that they need from the doctors. I said, well, I'd be happy to do that because we've all had glitches in our get along, so to speak. And we all have. And of course, it's nice to tell people about it. Hey, here's what you do, here's where you go. And they want me to keep telling people here, there, and everywhere here's what you do, here's how to do it, here's how to don't suffer and plunder yourself. Make it nice, be kind, get the treatment that you need. And one of the focus items on that people trying to help their stop their forgetfulness. Wow, isn't that something? Oh, I forget this, I forget that. Everybody. Well, here's some programs that you can try to teach you, help you, so you can remember the names of your friends, the telephone number, what church you went to, this and that and the other. And that I'm very proud that they invited me. And I said, oh, I'm happy to do it. So spending more time trying to help make it a better world. And I'll be back over to you or Mary if you're in. You can jump in and do your magic, Mary. Anybody else got anything super duper to tell add?
Thanks, Len. My button got stuck on mute.
Oh,
So we are winding down the week of Neurodiversity Week. And so it was the whole point is to honor and recognize that individuals who are under this category are not damaged, they're not diseased, they don't need to be cured. It's just their brains are wired differently. And the Military Times put out an interesting article at the beginning of the month because it's Mental Disability Month. So, one, they're bringing out awareness for mental health issues in the military, but also about neurodiversity. And what people don't realize is the biggest kept secret in the military. On average, about 30% of our military would fall under the spectrum. And what that means is that they have things like ADD, ADHD. Some of them are autistic. They have to follow and all the same regulations as everybody else. They have to go a period of time without medications. And it just proves that they're no different than anyone else. The cool part is that a lot of them say that lifestyle and once my kids were diagnosed and I started looking at their behaviors and looking at their things that they do, I went and got tested because a lot of things they did, I did as a kid and I do as an adult. One of the issues I struggle with is Small talk. If I can't talk about work, neurodiversity, kids, military, I struggle with conversations. And a lot of you who know me know this. And so I ended up testing on the spectrum. For me, it was the missing puzzle piece to explain where sometimes my brain doesn't work like everybody else's. I love research. I love facts. I love data, which bores the crap out of people like Ron. My son works the same way.
Mary, you do operate under the saying, tell me quick, tell me true, tell me fast or nuts to you.
Yes, well, that's part of the problem. My brain operates faster than most people, and my son has learned this too. So what he does to have things work at the same level his brain does is he sets his mouse to like lightning speed. So like if mom touches his computer, the mouse just flies across the screen. Mom has this gift where she has taught herself how to move her mouth as fast as her brain moves. Which is why when Len apologizes for me talking fast and not understanding me, it's not his fault, it's mine. I had 2 nicknames as a kid. One is Speedy Gonzalez because I could talk as fast as he could. And 2, they used to compare me and this is dating me, to the Micro Machine guy. My grandma always thought I was on the track to become an auctioneer.
Oh.
When I was young and working, like at McDonald's, they would put me in the drive-through because I could recite their order back to them very fast and get them through the drive-through fast.
Hey, Mary, you're qualified to be president.
Oh, hell no. You couldn't give me that job.
You can talk and talk.
Because you talked so fast and you worked at McDonald's.
You've got
McDonald's taught me patience.
many fans, Mary Stanley. God bless you. You deserve it. You earned it.
Hey, all I gotta say is that there's never a dull moment when I'm around.
Thank
One
you.
way or another, I can entertain you all.
But we learn from you.
And I'm entertaining. I like that part. It's where my daughter gets it from. And so the thing is that just because we're wired differently and because we don't have a physical impairment, we're no different than anyone else. We just take the time. Sometimes it just takes us longer to think of something to say or to comprehend and analyze what you're saying. Rick's learned this one the hard way a couple times where he's given me a challenge and I sat on it and like 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll have the answer to it. I'll send him a text. Because that's how my brain operates. And that's where I've made the mission to eliminate the word mask. And it's not about normalizing us to society, it's about us being who we are. And so one thing I'm working on is a 365 Bible stories for kids on the spectrum or neurodiverse to understand that we have always had autism. We've always had neurodiversity. When you look at Mozart, he could play the piano at 3. He was composing his own music at 5.
Yes.
And we have learned with his music was written in such a phenomenal way that it actually can help adjust your IQ and change your brain waves due to the frequencies that he's used. It's phenomenal. They've done studies on it. Thomas Edison, Emily Dickinson would be considered autistic because she had sensory issues. She didn't like to be touched. A lot of these people used to be called eccentric, mute, deaf, dumb. We just accepted for who they were, allowed them to be who they were, and gave them things to do, farmhands. Kids that were that way were taught trades and, were phenomenal at different things. And we need to go back to that and not be how we can make them fit into society.
Well, you have been doing so many things in this field, Mary, and you have, I know, as a matter of fact, many people may not realize that on the world stage and the understanding in this field that you become known internationally, not only as an expert, but you've taken and applied projects. And the proof of it, I can talk firsthand about the proof of what the impact of what you learn and what you teach and what you try to share with many people. And by the way, when you share new ideas and new outlooks and new ways to handle the circumstances that you deal with someone who is neurodiverse, is that sometimes it's not accepted in the way because it's a change and people don't like change. But you will, and you demonstrate. This is what I'm saying. When you came and you brought your kids from Medford, Minnesota, I don't know, 15 hours away, you drove in a car all night long, and then you got to didn't come to our house. You went to the Naval Park where we're having a big event last Memorial Day honor, and your kids were both involved as scouts to be the honoree people for the recognition of the people who have lost to post-war traumatic syndrome through the service. And on Memorial Day, a service that Len Kaine, Captain Len, was the featured speaker in front of thousands, and he shared the concept of by way of being kind. And you have shown and you have demonstrated really you live the kindness campaign on a daily basis. And applying it to your children. I think we had 40 people at our house, and we don't have a big yard, but it's fenced in, so it's private. And we had a big picnic, and the kids were here, and they were having, I don't know how many there were total, but I know there were 40 people here. And the kids were having a great time. And we didn't have a swimming pool. We didn't have a swing set. We didn't have a games program. We didn't have anything specific for the kids to do. We had a box of chalk, I think, they could
But they
draw.
all got along great.
But there was not a day of fights and fits and all the other stuff. The kids, and there were personalities of every kind, and there were kids who are actually like your children that are neurodiverse, but you'd never know it. The key I'm saying is that you would never know it because these kids are comfortable. Well, you've heard it said, well, be comfortable in your own skin. Well, let me tell you something. I just, unless you knew that there were circumstances they were dealing, everybody just dealt and treated everybody. And the kids here's what's good. There weren't any fights, there weren't any broken bones, there weren't any kids throwing or taking a bat and beating each other up. They were kids. They had fun and they enjoyed themselves.
Loud.
They were loud. But that's what it is. Your children are, I like to say they're normal. I mean, much more than I would consider myself normal. I remember the movie Frankenstein. I'm one of those Abby normal kids. But anyways, the beauty of how you are raising your children and how they're able to coexist, and not just coexist, but flourish in so many different kinds of circumstances. And they do it with love in their heart, and they understand and respect. Brother and sister don't always get along. My sister and myself, my sister chased me into a shed with a butcher knife. So you can tell we had some problems. My mom and dad couldn't leave us alone because it wasn't safe. So when they had to go someplace, they always had a babysitter because they had someone to protect us from each other. I look at your children and yeah, they have their challenges, but let me tell you something. They're great kids. We love them. They're special. Luke Skywalker and Princess. That's what we call them. The dynamic duo.
Well, my kids don't know their label. They just know their brains are wired differently. So when they fight, they irritate the crap out of each other. They tell me they need to take the other one to the brain doctor to fix the wiring because they're bugging the crap out of each other.
Well, they know the cure.
They know the
Yeah. They need to go to the brain doctor and fix that wiring.
Mary, you make life fun, and life isn't always fun. but you have a way, and because of your experience and your insight and your caring. The big part about it is I know you got a big cushion and pillow around that heart you protect, but I know you are a marshmallow, and so you care, but you have to be tough sometimes, and you are when you need to be, but you're also a wonderful, loving mom, and it shows all the time.
Yeah.
It's
The
true.
problem is mom hasn't figured out the language yet to outsmart them because they words, and this is the part that all parents need to understand, is that words and what you say is so important. And I say this because when you have smart kids, they figured out the loophole in the system. For instance, dad tells my son that he can't watch TV till he picks up his toys. My son looks at him and goes, "Fine, it's only the TV," and walks outside and plays.
Oh dear.
So, he didn't want to watch TV, so he's not picking up his toys.
Uh,
Dad tells him you have to stay in the yard. Didn't say stay in the fenced in backyard, so he climbs the fence and sits outside the fence.
Oh.
Technically, 2 yards of our backyard is not in a fence. Dad didn't say stay in the fenced in yard. Dad said stay in the yard.
Oh dear.
It's very important what you say and how you say it for them to make they will be great lawyers someday, but my son's not going to be a lawyer. He is going to run his own animal park for animals that were exotic, that were removed out of unsafe facilities.
Uh-huh.
uh,
He's
It's
gonna be
dirty
like
research.
he's gonna be like the family. What's that family from Australia? The
The
guy
Criches, the Irwins.
The Irwins.
Irwin.
Yes,
Yeah, he's gonna wrestle alligators.
probably. But we already agreed we're not moving to Florida.
Okay, I understand.
It's too
oh,
hot.
Hey, did you guys see the rockets take off and land?
With the
The one on TV or the one in my living room?
Oh, the one on TV.
yeah. The
well,
astronauts came back.
The astronauts came back.
well, it's Len Kaine again. I just want to let you know this has been a wonderful show, ladies and gentlemen, especially when we get people like Ron and Mary jumping in and just sharing the thoughts and the good guidance and the love that we all should be doing. And again, remember the kindness campaign. By the way, I'm going to share a little something because after the show, I'm sending off to the President of the United States, who sent me a beautiful red attachment that I wear on my Navy hat. And what we're going to do is try to encourage him to Americanize the worldwide kindness campaign
Yeah.
All
to
right.
every nation in the country and the world. So I'll let you know how it goes, but we're
Wonderful.
working on it. And wouldn't it be nice if everybody would just live it with love, kindness, and hope in your heart for peace in the world?
There
Treating
we
others
go.
the way you want to be treated, truthfully with dignity and respect. And
When are you
sharing the
doing that,
love
Len?
that God gives you with others. God bless. And I'll sign off right for now, but over to you, Mary. Over to you, Ron. Take good care. God bless everybody. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
Bye bye for now.
Bye, Len. Linda, when are you going to start your Saturday morning stuff? No hurry.
Okay.
No,
I can actually tomorrow. Tomorrow would be fine.
She said she'd do it tomorrow, Mary, if you can't hear her. Right? She's
I
on the
can
other side
hear.
of the. So if you want to start her back up on 9 o'clock tomorrow, we'll kick it off.
Okie dokie.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Wednesday, I should be good because I had a doctor's appointment last Wednesday. The host
So she'll be back with Beth, and we'll call Beth too for Wednesday.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Alrighty, so join us tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central at the butt crack of dawn.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Goodbye.
Thank you. God bless. Bye bye for now.